Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It is a Monday morning, a little cloudy, a little overcast, talking some rain and maybe some snow. We are on the road today. We got the 20-foot Rice car hauler hooked up to the back of the 18 F-150, the old black truck we just finished. And we are heading down to East St. Louis, Illinois. So basically just this side of St. Louis, Missouri. And we're heading down to an insurance auto auction location, so it should be a good day. And we are going to pick up a 2018 Nissan Rogue that we bought last week. It's gray, all-wheel drive, SV, nothing super special. It's got decent mileage on it. It's hit in the left front, pretty much kind of like the silver one we just finished, but I think a little deeper. I think it's going to take a little more to get it repaired than that silver one. But still, it's the only thing I could find in the area that had decent mileage that wasn't absolutely destroyed. So no airbags deployed, all that good stuff. Looks like it's got decent tires on it, but we'll know more when we get there. We're going to run down, get this thing loaded up, basically turn and burn, and try to get back up here to Wisconsin before the weather changes. They're talking rain and possibly snow. The old county trucks were out this morning with the liquid car destroyer, spraying it all over the frickin' road. So I'm trying to keep this Rice trailer out of the salt. It's brand new. I don't really want to start rusting already. I know it's not going to happen, but we're still trying. We're going to try to get down here, turn and burn, get back to town, get it unloaded before the weather changes. So we'll see what we get when we get here. We got about a half hour to go, and then we'll get loaded up, do a walk around, and see what we got, see what we're getting ourselves into on this one. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, it is a new day, and we got this old girl in the shop and on the hoist, or on the frame machine, I suppose you could say. And we're going over a few things. We have some issues, obviously. It doesn't start with a crap. I got a check engine light. It does start, but not correctly. So I don't know what that's about. I got some ABS lights on. I got some crash warning lights on. And I'm assuming that we are going to have some wiring issues in this harness here, maybe. I mean, something obviously came back and hit this here, and that harness is right in the way. Yeah, I can feel a cut on the back of it there, so I'm hoping we have some broken wires. But we're not going to know until we tear it apart. So I'm going to set up on time-lapse, turn the tunes on, and we're going to blow this thing apart quick. And then we'll see what we got. Alrighty then, teardown is complete, and I'll tell you what, it's really not that bad. We have just a little bit of damage right here on the front corner section here. It's just some sheet metal bent over. Need to bend this back, hit this with a hammer a couple times. It's just pushed back, so far. Whatever. Need to straighten this out a little bit. This is just tin, it bends real easy. I did pull the wiring harness apart, and I mean, you can see where the harness hit there, but none of the wires are broke or open, so it's possible that maybe we popped a fuse. I'm going to go through and do a little more work on that just to make sure everything's good. And if I don't see anything, we're just going to tape that back up. I don't see anything else majorly wrong. I am confused on a couple things. This piece here, as we talked about on that one, the silver Rogue, it bolts on right in there. And you can see it's supposed to have those rubber tabs right here. It's supposed to be one there and one up here. This one's missing. It's not there. The bolt's not there. It didn't break off. And honestly, it doesn't even look like the threads, the paint is off the threads. You can see down here, it's metal, clean metal, and this one's not. So it's almost like it wasn't in there from the factory, unless this is, unless this one's not a virgin and she's been hit before, but I don't see any signs of it being hit before. It's got Nissan parts on it. It's got the original hood, original bumper. The headlight, obviously I couldn't tell if that was original or not, but nothing in here says it's been apart before, so it's almost like it wasn't there from the factory. And the only thing I can think of is this is a Japan built car, and I don't think I've ever done a Japan built car. So maybe they only put one in over in Japan, save some weight or something, I don't know. We do have a little damage on this door here. There's just a little bit of a crease right here, very, very faint. But we are going to DA this out quick, get a little glaze in there to fix that, because I need to get that in primer. I kind of want to paint this car tomorrow and get it ready to go. We got all the new parts that we need anyways, already jammed out, ready to go. Hood, fender, bumper covers over there on the stand. Why we're doing that. Yesterday we did this blue bumper for my good buddy Gene, who evidently got into a fight with a fire hydrant with his Nissan. He lost, it sounds like, but anyways, paint a quick bumper for that. We're going to throw that on this weekend for him, get that going. So yeah. We also need to straighten out these tabs up here on the top. Again, nothing I'm concerned with. So we're going to get all this stuff straightened out, and then we'll have to start putting it together, obviously. Get the new hood and the new fender on it, and then we'll have to do some tweaking up there where that headlight mounts. It's a very flimsy area. There's not much there holding that headlight. So we just need to pull that back out, a half inch or whatever. Bend a few things, hit a few things with a hammer. Should be like brand new. So hang tight. I'll get this done, and we'll start putting it together. So we spent probably, I don't know, good 45 minutes kind of kicking and shoving and hitting, and had to get the machine on it just a little bit to pull that one section out, sideways, I guess you could say. It wasn't a big deal. It was easier than smashing with a hammer. I mean, if you have a frame machine, you might as well use it. So now we're going to put the hood on. I had the fender sitting on there. It's close. I think. I don't know if we're going to have a hinge issue over here or not. But again, the only way to find out is to start putting it together. So we're going to throw the hood and the fender on. We'll get that kicked around. And then from there, we'll put the headlight in it. See how the headlight does. I do need to order, I don't know why, but the grommet that holds the hood prop in the hood is missing. And I don't think it broke. I think somebody took it. So we do have to run out to Nissan today to pick up the tow hook for the front cover. So when I paint it tomorrow, I'll have that. And they just called and said that is in, and we do need to order a couple parts while we're out there, so we'll worry about that later on. Not bad over here. That gap's good. Let's check the other side. I did DA out the front of that door and just put a little glaze in it. I mean, I could see like just a little dimple. So we're just gonna quick coat of glaze. It might all come back off. When I DA'd it out, it actually sanded out real nice. So, but we'll throw the block on it and make sure everything's good there. But yeah, that's pretty minor. So let's throw the fender on and we'll see what is going on with that set. So this area up here where this top bolt is on the other side of the hinge, that was bent in pretty far. I don't know, I might have to get a new hinge for it. I'm not sure yet. Well, we're going to try without it first. Just kind of see how it lines up. Need some bolts. Put a couple in here. Yeah, not terrible for the first shot. Definitely need to go forward. Just a little. I think I bent that in too far. Fitment. It took a little pushing and shoving to get it where we wanted it, but it actually looks pretty good. Looks good enough anyways. We can always fine tweak things when we do the final assembly, but for now, let's see how the headlight fits and see if we need to adjust this upper apron thingamadoohickey any at all here. So now that we got the fender lined up, we can use that as the mounting point for the headlight. And I don't think this area down here was damaged too much. So by using those 2 points, should put the headlight where we want it. And then we'll look up here and see if basically see if the bolt holes line up. And if not, well, we'll hit it with a hammer, because that's what we do. Actually, they're lined up. So we won't be hitting anything with a hammer. I must have hit it enough with a hammer already. Actually, we didn't. We just used the pair of channel locks and just kind of tweaked it back where it needs to be. I'm going to put the other headlight back in so I can compare the two. But I don't know idea what the bolts for it. They're somewhere. I just took them out. And they're not in my pocket. That sucks. They're usually in my pocket. Just a little bit tighter on the top over here, but actually that hood needs to come up a little bit. It's lower than the fender, so that side's good. So we bring that hood up. Everything looks good on the corner. I think we're there. We do have a little more pressure on the latch than I'd like to see, so I think I'm just going to move that up just a notch, just a touch. Yeah, I don't want to shut that hard. Man, those are 12s. Much better. I'm calling it good enough for just a rough end. Our gaps are good. Everything's nice. That fender could probably go in just a smidge more up here, but we can take care of that in the final assembly, because I'm going to take this fender back off because I want to get some primer on the edge of this door here. So I want to make sure I get up behind there. So we'll take this off and finish that bodywork quick. Squirt a little squirt primer on it. Blow the headlights back off it. So this thing here, I just put it back the way they had it. It's just missing that one bolt. I mean, it's not going anywhere. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to flop around. So fix the fuse panel. I didn't see anything wrong with the wiring up in here, so I put all that back together, and I'm just going to take it out of Jamie's. We'll throw the scanner on it. We'll just have to wait and get this thing put together, and I'll just have to run out to Jamie's and throw the scanner on it and see what's not happy. As far as the crash warning stuff being on, the blue Rogue did that too, and as soon as I drove it and the ABS picked up, all that stuff cleared out on it. So I'm hoping that's just what's going on there. I don't know why the check engine light's on, and I don't know why it starts weird. It just doesn't fire right off. It like cranks and cranks and cranks and cranks and cranks, and then it starts. It seems to run fine after it starts, so it's missing a signal from somebody. We'll have to figure out what that is, but we're just guessing at this point. We'll take it out Jamie's, get the scanner on it, figure that out later on. But for now, I'm going to blow it back apart, get that little bit of bodywork done, get it in primer, get it ready for paint. So ain't no use watching that, so we'll see you in a minute. So we just took a little time here quick and just ran over this with 180 with the block. Like I said, just had like just a little pucker right here, like maybe the door, when they opened it, the door caught the fender just a little and put just a little kink. It's very thin, but basically blocked it out with 180, DA 320, squirted a little primer on it here. And we'll let that sit. We'll get 3 coats on there, and then that's it. We're going to run into town, run some errands, and then when I come back, basically get this thing off the machine, which it's just parked on here. So get it off the machine, get the door stripped down. Yeah, a little wet sanding, get it ready for paint tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. So I hopefully get it ready to go, get it painted, and then I got to, then I'm leaving town for 2 days to pick up another car, and then I'll be back on this Thursday. So anyways, we'll see you in a bit. Well, good morning again. It is Tuesday morning, and we have about 3 hours before I have to leave town to head to Kentucky to pick up some more garbage. So we got Super Rogue all masked up. It is wet sanded, 1000 grit on the blend area just like we always do, 400 on the primer, red Scotch-Brite over the new parts, new fender, new hood, 1000 grit on the existing fender. We'll blend our gray into this section here. Obviously the bumper's masked up, ready to go. Everything's wiped down with wax and grease remover. We had a fire going in here for a couple hours, get it warmed up. It's about 67 in here right now, and it's about 13 outside, so that's a good temperature. We are, basically I had to run in town, title the Blue Rogue, get that ready to go for the daughter. So we're going to mix up some sealer here. We're going to mix up probably like a G4, G3, G4 sealer, and then get some sealer on it, get some base on it, gets clear on it, get out of town. How's that sound? So hang tight. So we're going to mix up some sealer here. Basically, we're going to do like a G3, G4, maybe a G5-ish. So we're going to start with the Omni MP235 sealer. I find if you go basically 3 parts to this, and then 1 part. So that's 235, that's a light gray. And then 237 is a dark gray. Pretty much 3 parts light to 1 part dark. It's a 4-to-1 ratio, so 4 parts sealer, 1 part hardener, 1 part reducer. And by the time we're all done, we'll have like a G4-ish sealer. This car is obviously a dark gray, so we're looking for a dark gray sealer. If you put it over G1, which is white, it's going to be a lot lighter. So this should be plenty. So 1 Alright, I think we are ready to go. Good enough anyways. Give it a quick tack, get a couple coats of sealer put on, let it flash, get a couple coats of base, probably 4, and then we'll hit a couple coats clear. So we let the sealer flash here. It's been probably 25 minutes and we are ready for some base. So we're all based out. We got, I don't know, probably 5, 6 coats on it, but so we'll let this flash off for a good half hour at least. I'm gonna go and get some lunch. The wood stove is running, so it's about 68 in here right now. So a good half hour, 45 minutes, it's a flash. We'll get 2 coats of shiny put on it, and then we're gonna get out of town. So be right back. All right, we are back from lunch. Car's flashed off, ready to go. We're going to give it a quick tack. Get a couple coats clear put on. As usual, using the Deltron PPG DC 3000. Happy, nothing major, couple little specks of dust, just part of the game. Big one right there, but anyway, we'll wet sand buff that out. Quick once over, good enough. So that's it for me for today. It's Tuesday. So basically I'm leaving, heading to Kentucky. I gotta pick up a car tomorrow at 10:30 from Copart because that's what time they will allow me to go get it. I could not go get it Friday. I could not go get it Monday. I could not go get it Tuesday. I can go Wednesday at 10:30. But I got to pay the late fees on the car sitting there for storage while I wait for them to let me go get it. If that makes any sense to you, let me know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah, I'm paying storage fees on a car that they won't let me pick up. But it is what it is, right? So anyways, we'll see you Thursday, back here, same time, same place. See you in a bit. Really uneventful trip. A couple semis blew it over on the highway because it was freaking windy, terrible windy. But anyway, it's Thursday, back on the Rogue. Obviously, we got it all unmasked here. I'm sure you didn't really want to watch me do that. That's pretty uneventful. So, basically, throw it together. Door handle, mirror, door panel, inner fender, front bumper, headlights, blah, blah, blah. Let's get started. So I don't know if you could hear there how it didn't just start. You know, it kind of cranked and then sputtered just a second and then stayed running and then idled up. It's like it's looking for something. Like it doesn't know what the temperature is and doesn't know how much fuel to put in, or something's not right. But anyways, we got her together here. We're going to take her off for a little rip. See how it does. It's going to be a little noisy over there because I took the door seal out of it. Put that in Cameron's car. Oh man. They towed this thing on a tow truck, which means the rear diff is burned up in it. Because I've already done that once, so I already know. Anyways, take it for a rip, see what else we got to fix. Okay, well, we have a slight change of plans. The car is on the trailer, and we are heading to Jamie's because it doesn't drive with a crap. Something's issued drivetrain wise. I got a whining coming from the rear end. I got a check engine light. It does want to accelerate. So before I burn anything more up, we're gonna go out, scan it, see what kind of codes we got, clear some codes. Everything so far says frickin' tow truck driver towed this thing on the ground without putting the dollies under it. So I don't know what we're gonna end up with here, but ain't no use guessing at this point. We just need to go scan it, figure out what kind of codes we are. I mean, for minimum, I'm gonna have to replace the all-wheel drive unit in the rear end, the electrical coupler they call it. It's not the first time I had to do it. You can't tow an all-wheel drive car on the ground. It just doesn't work. I wish tow truck companies would realize that. I know it's not all of them, believe me. I know some of the best drivers out there. But there's a few of them out there that don't understand that you cannot put a frickin' all-wheel drive car on the back of a regular tow truck. So, that's what happens. I know, it's wrecked, right? Whatever, they don't care. Well, just because it's wrecked doesn't mean it's not going to get repaired. You know, if this was an insurance job, if this car did go into the shop to get repaired, this is just this much more damage now that's done to the vehicle by the tow truck company. And, you know, are they responsible? No. So it is what it is. We're gonna head to Jamie's, scan it, pull the codes, see what we got, deal with it from there. So I'll let you know what we come up with. Well, we're back from Jamie's, and this is what we have. So the rear end's whining. Yeah, it was towed improperly, that's a given. So I ordered a new, what they call electronic coupler, I believe what Nissan calls it. It's basically what engages the all-wheel drive in the rear differential. Basically the clutches are burning up in it from towing it on the ground. It is what it is. We got a new one coming anyways. As far as codes, we have multiple codes. We have one code for the front air shutter, you know, not a big deal, right? Main code is for a intake runner valve stuck open. Basically 4-barrel on an old car. The 4 barrels are stuck open. So came back shop, unloaded it, put it in here, been digging into this valve trying to get to it. It's on the intake. It won't come off the intake without removing the intake. Honestly, I don't think you can get the intake off this car without removing the engine. It's just, there's no way to get to it. But, so basically the car is in limp mode because it's seeing this issue. And when that goes into limp mode on that, it stops, the PCM stops sending information to the ABS, which is bringing on that stupid trash control. So the trash control is throwing off the front crash warning system because the front crash warning system isn't getting any information from the ABS. It's all a big circle, right? But still, it's like, there's no way this car was in limp mode when it got crashed. It's just not feasible. So I spent about 2 hours digging into that valve, and I thought, you know what? What if these are all related to one problem? And that one problem is going back to those pinched wires up in the left front corner. Like I said, none of the wires were broke that I could see. You know, they're all fine. So I went through and started checking fuses. And sure enough, the fuse for the front air shutter was blown. Put a new one in it, car starts, runs great, took it out, drove it, all the lights are off, thing drives great. So we're done. It's just that simple. Sometimes you just got to take a break and think about it. And that's what we did. Luckily, it was just a fuse. So basically, we're going to wait for that coupling to show up. It's not going to be here until next week. This thing's gonna get pushed in the corner. We got another project sitting over here on the frame machine we're gonna dig into. That's gonna be, I'm already into it, and it's a frickin' mess, I'm gonna tell you that. But it'll be fun at the end. But anyways, we're done with this one. On to the next one. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.